Reamer.com. Today we're going to take a look at unithroating, or using the Pacific Tool and Gauge unithroating tool to custom throat your barrel or your rifle. So what I'm going to do is talk about why we would want to do that, and then I'm going to do a drop in here and we're just going to demonstrate on this barrel. We tried to video the process with the rifle that we just got through doing. It was kind of hard to get it on video while actually doing it. I think this will show you exactly what you need to see, show you how quick and easy it really is. Now when I do say quick, I don't want to emphasize the fact that you want to do it quickly. I'm just saying that it does not take very long, but you still want to use patience and go slowly because you can't put the metal back. So let's just talk about real quickly why you would want to do it. There are a couple different reasons. Now we all know if you're going to buy a $3,000, $4,000 custom rifle, whatever your budget is, if you're going to buy a custom rifle, you're going to specify the chamber that you want, or go with a gunsmith that you know is already building a rifle with a chamber that does work, so there's really no need to worry about what we're talking about. So where this is very beneficial is there's a lot of great custom rifles out there available. They're very accurate right now, but they have SAMI chambers in them, and some of those SAMI chambers are leaving a lot of performance on the table. Some are not so bad, and some of the newer cartridges like the 6.5 PRC, the 300 PRC, as far as I'm concerned, that was really the drive behind those cartridges, is getting a great SAMI chamber. So those aren't the cartridges I'm talking about. One of the biggest ones is the 7mm rim mag. It has a very steep lead angle and has a very shallow throat, which allows the older 140 and 150 grain bullets to work very well in the chamber, but some of the newer bullets like the Berger 180 grains, or the 180 ELDMs, or the 190 Berger that we're actually throating this for, they're just stuffed down too far in the case, and it's leaving performance on the table. Now, the rifle that we throated is a Christensen Arms Ridgeline. It was shooting 180 grain Bergers very accurately, well under half minute, with H1000 at roughly 2,950 foot per second. Very accurate. Really not a whole lot to complain about, but it is leaving performance on the table because the throat was roughly 100 thousandths shorter than I would have specified had I built a custom rifle. Now we'll kind of talk about, I think we have already alluded to it, some of these production rifles are going to use SAMI because they need to stick with a standard, and that's what SAMI is all about. So guys can go out there and girls can go out there and shoot factory ammo. We can't you can't be producing a production rifle with a custom throat. It just wouldn't work with a large variety of ammo. So we have the Ridgeline. Like I said, it's a great rifle. We just want a little bit extra performance, and we are going to be shooting very specific bullets. There will be no custom or no factory ammo in this rifle. So that's just one example. There are several other rifles that are in the same boat. Great production rifles leaving performance on the table. And again, the 7mm rim mag, I'm not picking on it. There are several others that are the same, in the same boat, and we're not going to get into all of them. If you're watching this video, you probably already know which ones I'm talking about, or you have your own in mind. Regardless, there are several reasons why you would want to do this. So the tool is the unithroater from Pacific Tool and Gauge. It comes with the unithroater. It's got some little collars here. It's got a sleeve to help you align it. It is a roller bore guide here to help keep it in the center and also allow it to rotate smoothly and freely. And then it's got this handle to go through the back of an action. You do not have to remove the barrel from the action. In the one that we actually performed this on, we left the barrel on the action. We did remove the stock, we did remove the scope. You're going to have to re-zero it anyways, and it's quick to just take it apart, so we did that. For the purposes of this video, I've got a 30 caliber barrel blank here. This is a 7mm caliber, so obviously is not what I would use for this, but for demonstration purposes, it will be fine. But they do make this in probably every caliber that you could want it for. It also comes with this extension, which we didn't use. I'm just going to set it aside. And it came in this little plastic, just like most reamers do, from at least the ones I've gotten from Pacific Tool and Gauge. We're going to set that aside as well. And we'll get in here and I'll show you the differences between the before and after, and kind of get a close-up of, again, why you would want to do this. Some other things that you are going to need. You're going to need this some way to measure the overall length of the cartridge. We use the Hornady overall length gauge, and then you're going to need, obviously, in addition to this, you're going to need a caliper. If you don't know how to use this, you shouldn't be doing the job that we're going to show you how to do here in a second. So we are not going to get into the details on how to use this, but we'll kind of go over, obviously, what we did real quickly. So let's get to it. Alright, here we are zoomed in, and I'm going to walk you through the process demonstrating with this 30 cal barrel and a 30 cal barrel stub. I don't have any 7mm barrels currently in my possession, and I didn't get to show you, or I didn't like what the video that we got when we actually did this on the rifle. I just think it's going to be easier to demonstrate what we're trying to do here in a more controlled setting. So, like we talked about why you would want to do that, you've got the 180 burger on the shorter cartridge here, seated to touch the lands in a SAMI chamber, and then we've got the 190 grain burger with the boat tail junction just above the donut area of the next shoulder junction. So you can see there's quite a bit of difference, quite a bit of case capacity left in the SAMI chamber over here. Now, realistically, big picture, why would you want to do this? Now, I think we all know if we're spending $3,000 or $4,000 on a custom rifle, we would expect it to be throated the way we want, or we've gone with a rifle builder that already has a chamber that's working really well with the cartridge that you're choosing to have your rifle chambered in. Now, the reason why we would want to do this is there are several manufacturers out there producing high quality rifles, but they use SAMI chambers, and the purpose of that is obviously to stick with the standards so people can shoot lots of different ammo, including factory ammo. So and that is the sole purpose of SAMI, realistically, is to set standards, and so that's why the companies choose to use it. So where do we go from there? A Christensen Arms Ridgeline is a prime example of one that we've been shooting. We've shot lots of them, but this 7mm rim mag performed great. The accuracy was great. It was a under half-minute gun repeatedly, and it was shooting 180 grain burgers at 2950 foot per second with H1000. And like I said, it was great, but we want to get some more performance out of it, or to see exactly what kind of performance gain we're going to get. And we also want to try these 190 burgers. Well, they're a little bit longer, so we wanted a little bit more space we didn't want the bullet shoved down in the case. We wanted to get all that we can. And then it's just good content for guys that are interested in doing this, or girls that are interested in doing this. So here we are. Let's go ahead and go through the process here. First of all, you're going to need something to measure your overall length of your current chamber, and we use this Hornady overall length gauge. Obviously, you're going to need some calipers to use with that. If you don't know how to use these, you probably shouldn't be throating your own chamber. So I'm just going to make the assumption that you know how to use these. I'm not going to get into describing how. So you're going to want to get a baseline to know where your chamber currently is. And obviously you're going to need these, so I'll set those up front here for now. You can do this with the barrel off, you can do it with the barrel on. I do strongly suggest you remove the stock and the scope. It's going to need to be re-zeroed anyways, and it's easy to take those off so you don't damage the scope, and the stock's just going to get in the way. So I strongly suggest putting this in a vise as well. You could put it in a gun cleaning setup or whatever, and you could technically just lay it on a bench, but I strongly suggest getting it in a vise to get a good grip on it. There's lots of relatively inexpensive vices out there and good non-marring jaw covers to use. So now that we've got everything collected, we've got this barrel in the vise, and we've got this tool from PT&G, which we're going to go over real quick. So it comes with the handle, it comes with an extension, which I didn't use. I don't know why you would, but it does come with the extension. It comes with the Reamer itself, which is a piloted Reamer, and it's got these two locking nuts. The front one comes with 5/1000 increments, and you can see the markings here. And then it's got the little collar here that's got little tiny markings you can use if you need to get down to the real fine, thousandths range. And it's got this sleeve to help keep it centered. So you're going to take it out of the package, thread this handle on it. Okay, and then I strongly suggest starting at the shallowest point, which will be with these nuts clear towards the front, so it'll get as little exposed to the fluting as possible. And like I said, we've got our pre-cut measurements using our gauge or whatever method you choose. And what we're going to do is we're going to stick it into the barrel. So just to kind of give you an idea how that's going to look in the actual barrel itself, not inside the rifle cartridge chamber portion. We can kind of see here. Again, this is a 30 cal, this is a 7. I'm just giving you a demonstration here. This is going to fit a lot tighter, so that's going to slide into the bore of the rifle, and then this is going to center itself on the chamber. So this is what you should get. It should be fairly stable. Again, if it's the right caliber, it will be more stable than this. So that's just showing you what it's going to look like inside of this barrel. So I'll set that to the side. Now, one other thing before we get started real quick here, I suggest you make a mark somewhere on the tool and then make a starting mark on this little collar here, which we have done. Okay, you're going to run this in here. You're going to go in the clockwise direction until you no longer feel any cutting. And in our case, and I would assume that yours is going to be the same, there are some chambers out there with 0 free bore and very, very steep lead angles. So you might cut right away, but I doubt it. Anyway, you're going to cut until you feel no grabbing. Take this back out. You're going to flush it really good with a cleaner. We used Powder Blast, and then you're going to oil it really well. Take a measurement with this, and I recommend doing this every single time you make an adjustment and another cut. We went at 25/1000 increments, so you'll back this out. Again, looking at your mark that we made on it, back it out 1 full rev, which is, and I realize I went farther than that, which is 25/1000. Lock it back down, go back in here, spin it clockwise, make sure you're trying to keep this aligned and keep it pushed in, because that sleeve will help you get it shoulder or centered. Go clockwise until you no longer feel any cutting. Again, for us it was 0 at this point. And then go ahead and clean it, flush it really good, re-oil it, and then re-measure. Now I'm going to jump forward a few steps here. So we went clear out to 250 thousandths before we actually started to get anything that we felt might be cutting. Like there was absolutely nothing going on for that time frame. So we go back in here, we repeat the process we just talked about. Clockwise direction, pull it back out, flush it really good, re-oil it, recheck it. At that point we had nothing really moving. So then we went another 25 thousandths, and we finally started to get some cutting. and we measured it. It did move about 25 thousandths in overall length, so we moved another 25 thousandths, recut, cleaned it, oiled it, rechecked, and the cuts on here were aligning with our overall length that we were seeing here. As we got closer to where we thought we wanted to stop, we started doing these in 10 thousandths increments. So again, these are marked in 5, so you can see there's 1 there, there's 2, which would be the 10 thousandths. We did a cut, we measured, it was pretty close to where we wanted, and so we went 10 thousandths more. Again, 1 tick, 2 ticks, reset this lock, go back in there, make another cut. Again, still cleaning and oiling as we go. And then we measure, and that gave us exactly what we wanted, which was this cartridge you see here. So you can see an overall length change here, and it accomplished exactly what we wanted. And we did just check, because if the 190s for whatever reason don't shoot, and I can't imagine that they won't, the 180s are exactly where we would want them to. The boat tail junction's right in that next shoulder junction. So for sure we'll be able to shoot those two bullets, and one of them's going to shoot, and we will get some performance gain. Just a real quick point to add. We did go ahead and shoot the same load that we had been shooting, which was 2950 foot per second, out of this chamber after we were done on the following day, and it dropped an average of 60 foot per second, which is an indication of a pressure drop, which is exactly what we expected to happen, and one of the reasons why we did this. So that wraps it up on the description of how to do this. If you're patient, it is relatively quick, it is easy, you just got to take your time and make sure that you go slow and keep it clean and keep it centered and pay attention to what you're doing. Cut little, measure often. You can always take off more material, but you cannot put it back. So I hope this will help someone out that's interested in doing this. And we have a link on longrangeonly.com forum talking about this already. We'll put that link in the description of this video on our YouTube channel. You can go read all over longrangeonly.com without being a member, but it's quick and easy. It's free to sign up. We would love to have you. Go ahead and take a few seconds and sign up. Maybe you've got something to add. It's a great group of people with a lot of information. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and turn on the notifications so you'll see when we get new videos uploaded. There's a lot of great content. Thank you for taking the time to watch. Have a great day.